Welcome to Wakaati Entertainment.GIST. On the headlines, Joy Raimi crowned Miss World Nigeria 2025. Actress Lizzy Anjorin blasts gospel singer Tope Alabi over appearance. Diddy's ex, Cassie, set to testify against him in upcoming trial. And in sport, Mourinho handed 3-match ban over Buruk's nose pinch. And now the news in detail. Joy Mojisola Raimi, a 24-year-old representing Osun State, has emerged as Miss World Nigeria 2025. The graduate of the University of Port Harcourt clinched the crown during the grand finale held at the Federal Palace Hotel, Victoria Island, Lagos. Silverbird Group founder Ben Mourinho congratulated the new beauty queen in the post shared via his X handle on Saturday. Congratulations to Joy Mojisola Raimi, the 24-year-old representing Osun State, on being crowned Miss World Nigeria 2025. Ben Mourinho also revealed that Raimi's path to the crown was marked by resilience and personal growth, shaped by a difficult childhood. During the final round, she competed against Miss Imo, Miss Ebonyi, Miss Abuja, and Miss Abia. When asked how she overcame bullying, Raimi shared a moving story about growing up without a mother and facing emotional abuse from her caregiver. Despite being constantly discouraged and told she would never amount to anything, she stated that the victory was proof of how far she had come. As Miss World Nigeria 2025, Raimi will now prepare to represent the country at the 72nd Miss World pageant scheduled to take place in India from May 7 to 31. She will join contestants from over 140 countries in the global competition. Actress Lizzy Anjorin has blasted gospel singer Tope Alabi after the singer refused to perform at a surprise birthday organized for Lizzy. The actress turned a year older, and her fan club collaborated with her husband to surprise her with a performance from gospel artist Tope Alabi, whom they said she loves dearly. However, the gospel singer and Soji Alabi, her husband, arrived at Lizzy's clothing store in Lagos but declined to perform when they discovered the purpose of the visit. Anjorin later addressed the incident on Instagram, stating that she couldn't blame the Alabis for their decision. She criticized her fans for spending money on the failed surprise party instead of supporting her business. "I don't celebrate birthdays, only a wicked person will claim I do. I'm not in a position to judge their reactions, but if I had invited them myself, I wouldn't have paid them anything," she said. In another video shared, Lizzy further said that the singer cannot portray herself as someone who is holier than her Lizzy. She went further to ask what impact Tope Alabi has made with her many years of singing as a gospel artist. Cassie Ventura, the former girlfriend of hip-hop mogul Diddy, is set to testify under her real name in an upcoming federal trial. In a motion filed on Friday, April 4, prosecutors state that Victim 1 would not be testifying anonymously during Combs' upcoming trial, where he faces charges of racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Ventura, who is 38, is Victim 1, and she will be testifying in the trial. She is prepared to testify under her own name, the filing states. Victims 2, 3, and 4 have asked that their identities not be revealed to the press or the public. Prosecutors requested that the anonymous victims be referred to at the trial using pseudonyms, and for the court to require the defense not to share identifying details about them. The case has already received an exceptional amount of media coverage, which will presumably increase as the trial proceeds, the prosecutors state. Permitting these measures would prevent unnecessary public disclosure of the victim's identity and the harassment from the media and others, undue embarrassment, and other adverse consequences that would almost certainly follow if these women were forced to reveal their true names publicly at the trial. Combs, who is 55, was first charged with 3 counts of sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution in September 2024. The latest indictment against Combs, made public by federal prosecutors in New York City on April 4 and then obtained by People, included 1 more count each of sex trafficking and transportation to engage in prostitution. Kenya police officer David Okebe has killed his 2 children and 1 other child before committing suicide over dispute with his wife. David Okebe committed suicide in his home in Kagoga village in Rachwanyo West Sub-Country on Sunday, April 6, 2025. Okebe killed his 6-year-old son, 5-year-old daughter, and his in-law's 5-year-old son. It is suspected that Okebe poisoned the children before he hanged himself in the house. Trouble began some time back when Okebe disagreed with his wife. The wife then fled traded her matrimonial home with the children for her parents' home. Homer Bay County Police Commander Lawrence Coylem said the police constable took days off from his work and went to the wife's parents' home and took the 3 children to his home. However, on Sunday, people went into the house and found the 4 dead. The bodies of his son and daughter were found in the bed, while the body of his in-law's son lay in a chair in the sitting room. Coylem said the children's mouth exuded foam, an indication that they might have been poisoned. Coylem said their preliminary investigations revealed that the officer committed suicide due to differences with his wife and in-laws, as he had left a suicide note. The officer left a suicide note in which he was accusing his wife and in-law as the cause of his problems, which made him commit suicide and kill the children, the police boss added. Thousands of protesters packed Dali Plaza on Saturday, staging the biggest protest in Chicago since President Donald Trump took office. The crowd spilled out of Dali Plaza and filled the streets. The anti-Trump handoff protest was one of the hundreds taking place simultaneously across the U.S. "I haven't seen a demonstration this big in Chicago ever," said protester S. Duran. Tom Lalonde described the crowd as oceans of people. The crowd couldn't fit the Dali Plaza, so hundreds had to stand in the middle of the neighboring streets as they protested against President Trump and billionaire White House senior advisor Elon Musk. According to CBS News, their message was simple: hands off, a protest against the Trump administration's actions to impose tariffs, cut government jobs, shutter federal agencies, deport immigrants, and more. "I am concerned about people being kidnapped off the street and shipped to hellhole prisons. I am concerned about our economy tanking. I am concerned about the fact that we have a president who doesn't care about people," Marianne Baumann, a protester, said. And in the world of sport, Jose Mourinho has been hit with a 3-match ban for pinching the nose of Galatasaray boss Okan Buruk after his Fenerbahce side were beaten in a very Istanbul derby on Wednesday, April 2nd. Mourinho's side suffered a disappointing 2-1 defeat in the quarter-final of the Turkish Cup, which led to a mass scuffle between both sets of players following the final whistle. After approaching Buruk from behind, Mourinho seemingly pinched his nose. Buruk, 51, then fell to the floor, covering his face with his hands. Galatasaray accused the self-proclaimed special one of physically attacking Buruk. They also lodged a criminal complaint with Istanbul's Chief Public Prosecutor's Office, which was dismissed last Friday. The Professional Football Disciplinary Board said they had taken Buruk's actions into consideration, resulting in Mourinho being given a reduced suspension. Mourinho, who is 62, was slapped with a fine of 292,500 Turkish lira, which is about £5,955. Mourinho will now miss crucial Turkish Super League matches against Trabzonspor, Sivasspor and Kayserispor, with his side trailing leaders Galatasaray by 6 points. Fenerbahce declared that Buruk had acted as if he had been shot, before alleging that he also made disrespectful hand gestures to provoke Mourinho. Salvatore Forti, Mourinho's assistant, was given a 4-match ban for an insult towards an opposing team player, while Fenerbahce's midfielder Mehdi Yildiz sent off during the stoppage time fracas to serve 1-match suspension. Fenerbahce have thrown their weight behind Mourinho, saying they are not here to play by old rules. Board member Fete Peking told Sky Sports, "Mourinho represents everything this club is aiming for: ambition, courage, and a relentless desire to win. He does not take losing as an option. He's not here to coach 90 minutes of football. He's here to build a winning culture, and sometimes that means speaking up and standing firm in the face of provocation. What happened in the recent derby match was not just a football rivalry, it was an orchestrated effort to provoke our bench, our squad, our players, and our manager." Mourinho responded with the fire in himself and defiance of someone who refuses to be intimidated. "And let me say this very clearly. As the board of Fenerbahce, we are fully behind Jose Mourinho. We did not hire Mourinho to adapt to the system. We hired him to raise the bar, and raising the bar makes people uncomfortable. That is fine. We are not here to play by old rules." And finally, in sports, Southampton have been relegated from the Premier League after a 3-1 defeat to Tottenham Hotspur on Sunday, April 6, becoming the first team in the league's history to suffer the earliest relegation, with 7 matches still remaining. With just 11 points from 31 games, Southampton are now on the verge of equaling Derby County's all-time Premier League low of 11 points set during the 2007-2008 season. Head coach Ivan Juric, who replaced Russell Martin in December, had earlier admitted that the club's only remaining winning goal was to avoid setting a new low in Premier League history. Under former boss Russell Martin, Southampton had flourished in the second tier with an attacking brand of football, but those tactics faltered in the Premier League. After a 5-0 thrashing at the hand of Tottenham earlier this season, Martin was dismissed and Juric was brought in to steady the ship. However, his appointment failed to reverse the club's fortunes, with Southampton now winless in their last 7 league matches. And that's it on Wakaati Entertainment Gist. See you next time.